This is The Heat Source, the podcast where we learn everything we can about hot sauce, one bottle at a time. We are your hosts, Mike and Matt, and today we're trying Big Spice Bullies. Let's heat up. All right, welcome back. We are here for episode 4.
Yep. And this is our first repeat studio, so we've got a little bit of consistency this time.
It held together a little bit. We had a couple fallen foam tiles, but
thank goodness they're light.
Yeah. If you hear anything or if it cuts to a technical difficulty music, we got hit with a foam board, but I think we're strong enough to withstand it. But once again, yeah, we are Matt and Mike. We are trying a sauce. We're actually doing a little bit different than trying a sauce today. We're trying a local sauce maker in Michigan, Big Spice Bullies, and he has a sauce that has 3 levels of heat in that same recipe. Mm-hmm. So we're trying a sauce, but we're also going to try a couple on this one and see that level of heat and see how it grows, which this is the spiciest sauce we're probably going to have tried so far on the show.
Yep. I had the good fortune and misfortune of being able to try the hottest one. I have a golden retriever puppy, and she accidentally knocked one of the boxes down and broke one of the bottles. So I took it upon myself to very gently, after she lapped some up off the ground, she liked the hot sauce, but I very gently worked my finger in around some of the broken glass and was able to try some of the hot sauce, and it was pretty good.
So I was a little disappointed I didn't get to try that one. That was also the sauce I was most nervous about, so I don't feel as bad. It is something that I am interested in trying it in the future. It was an interesting phone call because for a split second, I thought we were going to have our first fight as a host of a podcast, because you called me and you said, so I have good news and bad news. The good news is the sauce is great. The sauce tastes great. And my first thought is, you couldn't wait to try a sauce. We said, and
I think I had it for like 3 hours at that point.
And you had talked about how, man, it's killing me to have sauces that I can't try, and you know, I'm very interested in all these sauces and I can't try it. And I'm like, you finally gave in. It finally happened. But then you said, no, it fell and it broke. And I was glad you were able to try it because I felt really bad. This is a sauce that the owner of the Big Spice Bullies, Adam, he asked us, like, hey, would you be willing to try our sauce? Mm-hmm. And it was actually I think he was the very first person to reach out to us and ask us that.
Yeah.
And it was really exciting because we had not aired an episode yet. We just kind of put our Instagram mission statement out there. And so we were all excited. And he gave us his full array of sauces. And he actually gave us an extra sauce that we're going to try to figure out some type of giveaway to do for that, or it is something where these were given to us for free. Now, it is still something we're going to rate them as we would anything else. It's still going to be our opinions. We already have a little bit of a preview because you did get to try them, but I was like, I'd like to try one. We were going to maybe space them out over a few episodes, but we kept thinking about how, you know, he gave us sauce, you know, now it's 2 months ago?
Yeah.
And I don't want to string out these sauces. I don't want to hold them hostage. I want to try them. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna try these sauces all in one episode. Let this episode be his, and then I'm also very interested to see that difference in heat side by side, where you really can get a really good understanding of how that level of heat increases.
Yeah, right.
So,
yep. Yeah, it was pretty neat. He reached out, and he's only like 10 minutes north of me, so
yeah,
met up with him, and great guy.
Well, and part of the thing is, initially our idea has morphed in so many ways since we started. First, it was like, we're going to try the big brands and then work from there. Then it was, we're going to try the small batch and work from there. Adam reached out to us and we're like, we're going to try homegrown sauces. Now, we're probably settling somewhere more in that predominantly small batch, trying the big brands in like situational episodes and verses, and we have some cool ideas with those. And it's something where this one really spoke to me because he reached out to us proactively without any evidence on, we kind of joked of, well, we got free sauce, we're done. Yeah. Mission accomplished. The other part was, it's Michigan made, it's local. We want to support local. I want to try to find more sauce makers that are in Michigan are in the Midwest.
Yeah.
And we have some that I've kind of been eyeing, but I'm looking forward to shows in the Midwest that might be able to
Right.
find more. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm hoping if you guys know of any sauce makers in Michigan or, hear of any, definitely put them in contact with us. So it's pretty neat to meet up with a local who just does, local shows and stuff. So.
Yep. So just a few things before we get into trying the sauce, and we'll get into a little bit of a backstory on the Big Spice Bullies the week that this recording comes out. So everyone should be looking at this and seeing what happens next. There's an Instagram page called the Taco Slayers. Do you remember me talking about this?
I do.
Yes.
And I got insanely jealous of the idea.
So not only is it an insane idea, it's insane that I came in so late to this. It's an Instagram page. The guy is doing 1,000 straight days of tacos, a variety of tacos, 1,000 straight days, posting the photos on Instagram, posting what he's eating, posting some food recipes of things that he's tried, things that he's learned. But as of today, I think he's at episode taco 989. So by the time this comes out, he'll be
That's commitment.
in the 990s. Like it's end of the week next week.
It's almost like 3 years of tacos.
It's almost 3 years. The way to put it into context for me is he was doing this before COVID. That's now the marker of like, wow, that's a long time ago.
Right.
So
it almost seems like a COVID idea though.
It does. And I think that's part of, I've been going back and watching the posts and seeing, I can't go back 1,000 days because I don't have that much free time yet, but I will get there. And the thing I noticed is that he has a lot of things he's cooking. He's making his own tortillas. He's doing all these things that I don't know if that was the original plan. I'd be very curious to talk to him about it. But once you got into COVID and you're like, well, I was already doing 1,000 straight tacos. Let's learn how to make tortillas. Let's learn how to make some different cooking styles, frying or marinating or.
So is he making everything himself, or is he kind of hitting up local taco joints?
I saw Del Taco in there.
Okay.
So I don't think it's all on him because that would be, that's a full-time commitment. That's a full-time job.
I want to know if he slipped a Taco Bell soft shell in there.
Put a Del Taco in there. You can have the debate of what fast food taco is your taco, but if you do a Del Taco, I mean, the bar's not that much lower to go to Taco Bell. I only say that because we don't have Del Taco here.
No, I saw him when I was in California, wanted to try him.
I had one Del Taco once, and it was just, I didn't realize that it was the only time I was going to get Del Taco.
Yeah. For
the 30 plus years of my life. So I just got regular tacos like a dummy. Should have gotten, what's your most elaborate exotic taco?
Yeah.
Exotic. I mean, but yeah, so that's happening this week. That's something interesting. Definitely take a look. I'm curious what happens at 1,000. Does he then say, I'm never having another taco again? Does he?
Yeah, I want to know what his thought is.
Does he reveal he has a taco kit that you can buy online? Like, what is...
Is he like, I'm starting to get burnt out on these things. If he eats tacos for the, any more the rest of his life, I'll be impressed. That's a commitment.
He hits 1,000 and then he changes the Instagram name to the Pizza Slayer.
Yeah.
Let's go another 1,000.
Right.
That would be a bold move. Pizza for 1,000 days sounds worse to me. Tacos,
burgers.
The variety of tacos he was doing. He had like a Korean barbecue chicken taco. I mean, you could do, vegan tacos with like grilled portobello mushrooms. Like you can do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A taco itself is like, you take the idea, but then you can get into the Tex-Mex. You can get into breakfast taco. You can very much branch out. So that was something interesting I noticed this week. Another interesting thing, because last week we tried stanky sauce, which I was very happy when I got home today. Our next order of stanky sauce was in the mail. So we now have a restocked shelf of honey mango habanero hot sauce. But the other thing I wanted to bring up, and I didn't tell you this. So I told you that they reached out, that they listened to the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice things to say. Love it. Been talking to them off and on since last week. I'm hoping that we can get out to a show that they go to and interact some more. But super great guys. But I didn't tell you this. Do you know how we had questions that I didn't have answers for?
Yep.
Well, Eddie gave me a rundown.
Nice.
So
I was hoping you were going to say that. I thought you were going to head in that direction.
So it's just a couple things. And I think I'm going to do it in order of what I think you were most interested in. Oof.
Does he cover how to acquire a monkey?
I'm going to go in the order of what I think you're interested in. Let me just move that to the bottom. So first of all, we talked about the logo.
Yep.
Stanky. So the monkey is actually based on a combination of the movie Dinosaur and Dragon Ball Z.
I knew there had to be a connection there.
He said that we hit it perfectly. And I was like, it's crazy. I did
Was
look
he
up.
impressed with that?
He said that we hit it perfectly. So he gave us a home run signal, just, but the crazy thing was you had Dinosaur pegged, I had Dragon Ball Z pegged, and it was like, okay.
That's hilarious. That's got to be like mission accomplished on his end. Like, you know what? They got it.
That just made me proud of,
Yeah.
like, all the research that I did. I'm not as proud as in conversation we just kind of like talked about it and nailed it. So That was pretty cool. Oh man, I got to decide which one I think you're going to be most excited about. So Eric was a retail manager at the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Hollywood Studios.
I was just there not long ago.
Were you?
That'd be a fun job.
I've never been there.
Yeah.
I've never been to Disney.
It's pretty neat.
I've never been to any of it. Me and my sister are the kids that never went there.
Never went there as a kid, went there as an adult. We hit Hollywood Studios, and the Star Wars park is pretty neat. I enjoyed it. I was kind of hesitant because I'm a Star Wars person, but I'm also not like the biggest theme park guy, but that was fun. It felt like you're on a movie set. I
stuck with Michigan Adventure in Michigan here, which is now a Charlie Brown themed.
I'll hit you with a fun fact. I think before 1980, Michigan Adventure was Deer Park.
Was it?
Yeah. It was called Deer Park. So when my dad was growing up, he knew it as Deer Park.
Can we get it back to being Deer Park?
I liked that.
Talk to Meat Eater. Be like, hey, can we reclaim that?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty fun. I'm going to do this one just because you already kind of predicted it. The monkey was a spider monkey.
Okay.
And they said their uncle bought it for them on the black market. he laughed at the end of it. I don't think it was a joke, though.
That's exactly kind of the answer I was hoping for.
I think that's what you asked.
Like, that's how you get a monkey. That's what I figured.
They got on that one website you pulled up where it's like, here's what you get. Just a bulk pallet of watches. Like, no questions asked. Why do they have to say that? So I did that one.
My second guess was Alibaba.com.
Yeah. You can get a lot there. All right. So the final one that he told us, the sandwiches.
Okay.
If you didn't listen to the last episode, definitely go back and listen to it. But there was talk about how Eddie used to sell candy and sandwiches and things through grade school and high school. And we wondered what type of sandwich. Was it the Stankwich, but before the sauce? What was going on? It was a ham and cheese sandwich out of a duffel bag between periods. It was ham and cheese on Cuban bread, mayo and mustard spread.
That's awesome.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
That is a classic.
I'd be a buyer.
That's a classic sandwich. Oh, yeah.
I would tell people I had a sandwich guy.
Yeah, you tell me, hey, you want a sandwich between, third and fourth period? I'd be like, yes.
Take those.
Like, it's ham and cheese. Like, I didn't ask. I'll take that sandwich. So
that's great. I'm so glad he followed up.
That was pretty fun. It definitely wasn't, necessary for him to, but it also showed me that he listened to the episode like fully, and and they both did. And it was really cool that they did it. So far, I mean, them and Scott from Lucky Dog listened to the episodes. We definitely, could tell that it wasn't just, hey, we played it in the background and sounded good, guys.
Yeah.
Listen to the content. It was definitely nice to hear that. And we appreciate anybody that listens. My dad has told me that he will listen. He just has to figure out where to get the blog. And I'm like, well, it's not a blog. You do have to go, but we'll get him set. But yeah, so that was just a little bit of a recap. I don't think there was anything else crazy this week. We're trying to figure out the plan for recording this summer because it's going to be a busy summer for both of us. So that'll be the next challenge we have.
Yep.
There might be a day of Sauce-a-palooza where we just do a all-day sauce-a-thon. We might have to then record the episodes in an order where we make sure the spiciest are at the end. So we don't go like, yeah, this sauce is okay, but like it's just killing me. It's like, well, that was the Carolina Reaper sauce you did before.
Yeah, just burn the taste buds out. Don't want to do that. But yeah, I think I mentioned this before. The second wedding I have to the same female in a year and a half, so that'll be fun.
Yep. Yeah.
Thanks, COVID.
You had the legal wedding, and now it's the actual celebratory event. But that will put us out of a week. We've been recording pretty consistently every week. A few hiccups here and there from technical standards, but we try to do it weekly, but we will have to kind of build up a backlog. So some topical things might not be as topical, that reminds me of one other thing I have to bring up. I cannot tell you how excited I was from a meme producing standpoint, the Will Smith, Chris Rock incident. I don't have any discussion about what they said, what they did, the context of that. I do have the statement of when I saw that, my first response, I don't know if I said it out loud, was, I'm going to make a meme.
Gold.
I immediately went to my meme site. I'm going to make a meme. And I think I posted one pretty quickly after that. But that was the other thing. I was like, that happened. We already recorded. We're releasing the episode. I'm like, that would have been a perfect meme to throw up there. But there were some great memes from that across the hot sauce community of whether it be someone slapping because someone says that the price of gourmet sauce is too much. And they said, slap them and say, it's handmade. You fool. I think I did one where it's like, I'm just going to put a little bit of hot sauce on my breakfast and it just shows a big slap of hot sauce, douse the bottle.
Some of those got real creative.
Oh yeah. I was real happy with that. But we talked about before how one of my worries at some point was I'm going to run out of memes. Eventually it's got to run out of steam, but you never forget that memes are constantly being created.
Every day.
And even one of them that I posted recently this week, the one, a little dig at Tabasco, but somebody's just like, oh, that's so great. And I was like, once I get it in my head, I look at the template. I'm like, I know what I have to do. It's up. And usually I either post it or I text it to you. And then you'll see it in a week or two. So that was a fun thing for me, not from seeing what happened and seeing, Fresh Prince leave some fresh prints on Chris Rock. But it was definitely I'm going to make a meme out of this. And I'll probably have more memes from that. So that was just a little update on what our week was and all the exciting things that happened. And so I'm so glad about those answers we got from Stanky Sauce. But today we are trying Big Spice Bullies, which, interesting enough, the name Big Spice Bullies, and if you see a photo of the bottle on our Instagram, or if you see us posted this week, because I'm sure we'll be putting on different food that we try, but the Big Spice Bully has a mascot, which is an American Bully. The American Bully dog. And it's a pretty cool logo.
Yeah, I like that.
I know that they had a logo that they posted on Instagram back in 2020, back in September, that it was their new logo. And I think I don't know if this is a variation of it or if it's a nice logo. I know they're working on more labels to get more content because this is a homemaker. He did go through with me all the pH levels and sterilization and stuff like that. So even though we're new and we're learning, that's something I wanted to make sure to get down very early if we're going to try a sauce from someone's kitchen. So he laid that out proactively before we even got the sauce. So
yeah, and they got a great seal on them. I mean, it's very professionally done. So
yeah, the seal
they look great.
It has the, what would you call that? Like the little pull tabs.
Yeah,
so it has
a foil shrink wrap. Looks like.
Yeah, so it's not like the other one that has the harp. So the names of the sauces, and we took a photo of all the sauces that we have in our possession here. But the name of the sauce, there's 3 levels of heat with the similar blend recipe. You've got the Awesome Sauce, the Some Like It Hot, and the Creeper Reaper, each increasing in level of heat. There is one that has a separate, unique label called Pineapple Punch. And that one, similar recipe except for the addition of pineapple. So that one will have a different flavor. But what our goal for this episode is, we're going to try the Awesome Sauce. We'll taste that while we go over the fun facts. I think you might have some fun facts for us again this week, which is definitely an added bonus.
I don't know if anything can top, I don't know. I was just very proud of the
cashew,
the poison ivy cashew mango thing.
I thought about that today. I actually thought about that today, and I almost shared it with people at the office where I was like, hey, do you guys know cashews and mangoes are part of the poison ivy family? But it's one of those random things where they'd be like, what? Why are you bringing that up? We just had a meeting.
First of all, I don't believe you. Second of all, I don't want to eat those things anymore, but.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, well, now I can't have those because I'm worried. But yeah, so we're going to try the Awesome Sauce, probably have a couple spoonfuls of that so we can grade that out. We're going to then kind of increase the heat as we go, see how much of a heat increase it is. At the end, we probably will say which one we prefer as far as what's going to be. Like, you might have a hotter sauce that you want to have on your everyday food than I might. But then, the flavor should stay the same or similar. So we'll just grade the one for for the taste, but then we'll let you know what the heat level increase
Yeah.
is. I'm a little bit worried because when Carolina Reaper comes into play, I have less experience. You have more experience eating Carolina Reaper. I mean, I don't know. Justin Saucer, you've had the pepper straight up, haven't you?
Yeah, I've had it. It's pretty toasty.
That's the nicest way you could have told me. I feel better.
Yeah, it's toasty.
So we're gonna actually open up
The awesome sauce.
the
right?
awesome sauce.
Yeah. So, regardless of how this goes, it's wet burrito night, and it's going on a wet burrito. So,
There you go.
got a little crinkle in there.
It's a silent assassin. It's a nice bottle, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Nice
I
seal
like
on it.
that. He's got these yellow stickers on there. It's a heavy duty sticker, but no, I like that logo. That's neat.
Yeah, and it's something where we're going to get into more fun facts, but it's something where, I mean, he has the American Bullies that he brings to shows, that he actually has in those, I don't know what you call them, contests, or, which we'll get into that. I call them muscle hamsters because
Oh yeah,
they're pretty.
they're very. His sticker is very anatomically correct, where it's, obviously a bully, but the muscle definition.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, you could tell those things are muscle and fur.
Yeah, there are some intimidating critters from the look of it, but everything I've read about them, and I won't go into any fun facts, but everything I've read about them is they're great family.
Everything
family
says they're
pets.
sweethearts.
Yeah. So what are you smelling there?
I get vinegar right off the bat.
So I should say this, we already know that this is a carrot-based sauce. I think it's a vinegar carrot.
I get carrot too.
Yeah, I think it's a vinegar carrot base, and it is from a visual standpoint, it is a very orange sauce.
Yeah. If I had to pick a sauce, for me personally, I like vinegar, and I like the color orange.
It smells
on
good.
The sauce. So yeah,
It smells good, but it is very vinegar based. So we'll give this a try here.
That's a little hotter than I thought it was going
I'm
to
a little worried. I am a little worried. So that's interesting.
The first time I tried it, it was good when I had to dip my finger in the very sad puddle of hot sauce around the glass. Like, had good flavor, but I couldn't obviously get a whole lot. But that hit a little heavier than I was expecting.
When we think of because the last two sauces we had were very unique. So when we think of the vinegar sauces that we had before that, which were just the store-bought Louisiana and Frank's, this obviously has a lot more flavor to it.
Oh yeah, it's got a lot of depth.
But it is that vinegar-based sauce that you might be looking for. So, yeah,
I'm all of a sudden real interested on how this is going to progress.
So you're going to be able to experience how Matt interacts with hot sauce that is above his tolerance level, I think, in this episode. It is a runnier sauce. So what is the stopper that they have, the little, do you know what that's called?
It's just the dropper plug. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did I just coin that?
So it does have that. It's
a thinner sauce.
After we did a stanky sauce last week, that was much more of a chunkier, I think we even said just under the level of applesauce.
Mm-hmm.
This is definitely a runnier sauce.
I'm excited about my burrito.
It's very
tonight.
good. That's a very good sauce.
Oh yeah.
So
I like that.
So we'll keep trying it and seeing what we think about it. But I will say that he said that he's been bottling for about 4 years.
Okay.
So, and like we said, he just lives up north of us here, so up near Sand Lake. So primarily he does grow his own product. He grows his own peppers, he grows his own ingredients. For this one specifically, he said it's a carrot-based sauce. He said it's a combination of charred and smoked poblanos, ghost, and Carolina Reapers. That's a high heat. Poblano, I was like, oh, poblano. I had a poblano salsa verde that I made.
And then you went down the line and it got more intimidating.
And then ghost. Yeah, it's one of those where it's like, oh, it's just poblano. Like, oh, that's nice. And those two bullies behind it. It's like, oh no. And I'm thinking of the mean bullies that are people, not the dog bullies. But it also uses a red sweet bell pepper.
I feel like I get the sweetness out of it.
It does have a sweetness, even though it kicks.
It kicks hard.
Yeah.
Pretty hard. But I definitely get that bell pepper in there for sure. Yeah, I like that though.
It's a very good sauce.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm not nervous now. And I don't know why I'm thinking that it would have not been a hotter sauce.
It goes, because the first time I put it in my mouth, it had, like, the word bite comes to mind, but that ties in really well with his brand, his Big Spice Bullies.
So how How would you quantify the heat on this from your personal?
I would say that's like a hotter, well, probably get some kickback on this, like a hotter medium jalapeno. Is that level
Don't
of
do pepper?
I'm sorry.
Don't do pepper.
I know. Like
I
it's not a deterrent. It's not something where you eat it and then you're just like, that's too much, like,
for me, I would put this as like a low 2.
Yeah.
But I was expecting a 1.
I was expecting a 1. I would say this is like, for me, a high 1, a low 2 for me.
It's something.
It's definitely the hottest one we've had so far.
Yeah. We've only done, 4.
Yeah.
If we include the 2 in the first episode. But so that's not bad. But no, I really like the flavor.
Yeah. The more I think, or the more I taste it, I'm on spoon number 5 or something right now.
Yeah.
I get the sweetness of the bell pepper.
Just take the little stopper off and just start chugging.
Yeah. So I like that balance of heat with the sweet and the vinegar. The vinegar kind of cuts it and blends it together.
I'm glad there's a stopper on this because I would have had a full spoonful and I would not have been upset from a flavor standpoint, but I'm very interested how hot this is going to go.
I know. I keep looking at that last bottle. So as far as color with the 3, it's like this one it's a yellowish orange.
Mm-hmm.
The next one, the Some Like It Hot, which is, I guess, the medium, is a little bit darker orange. And then that Caution Hot Creeper Reaper is definitely more red orange.
So if you go from one sauce to the next, you see a gradual change in color. And it's not super noticeable, but when you pull out that middle sauce and go next to each other, it is much more noticeable how much redder it is from the low
from
end to
1
the
to
high
3.
end.
Yeah.
And the pineapple punch, I mean, that has a lighter color to it.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering
out of all of them.
I'm wondering if with that pineapple, that citrus maybe will tone down the heat a little bit too.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong, but
I'm thinking fish tacos already. Haven't even tried it.
we'd have to start tracking to see what food we, off the top of our head, because I feel like you did fish tacos before.
I did.
But just means you're going to have a lot of varied flavor.
I have a diverse diet, but there's just some things where I'm like, that's like my go-to hot sauce food.
But also, you could have 3 fish tacos on a plate, do 3 different sauces that you recommended to use them on. Totally different experience. Like my BLT this morning, one side was stanky sauce.
Yeah.
One side was El Perro Afortunado.
Yeah.
Enhanced totally different flavors.
Right.
On a simple Mr. Burger BLT.
Yeah. One was like a Southwest BLT. The other was like a Central American.
Yeah, the honey mango habanero between the blend with that, with the mayo, and then you had the sweetness of the tomato. It all was enhanced. The other one, the enhancement of that bacon, the smokiness, the roastedness of that sauce, enhanced that part of it. I really like this sauce. But I will say, one thing that I'll mention, that I said he grows his own stuff. He does say that whatever he can't grow, he does utilize the Amish community in his area. And that brings me to a little bit of a sidetrack, but also topical to this. I have some facts about the Amish.
Nice.
Because it makes sense.
I would expect nothing less.
It makes sense to utilize the Amish if you want to grow everything yourself, but you can't. I would go to farmers markets. I would go to the Amish community. When you think of the Amish, do you think of anything above farming, or is farming the number one thing that you would think of?
Furniture.
Furniture?
Yeah. And barns.
Coming from a family of furniture salesmen, furniture builders, creators, it used to be, Grand Rapids here used to be Furniture City. My grandpa owned his own furniture company, Millbrook Furniture. That's what I think of because there was an Amish section of the furniture stores we'd go to. Mm-hmm. But it is something, farming is one of their big ones. But even though farming is one of the primary things that the Amish do, farming has increased technically in the Amish community, but percentage of the community that farms has decreased. So it's increasing naturally because the population is increasing, but not at the same rate as other things. And there's 2 reasons that they had for that. One was, you mentioned woodworking, development of various businesses they could do otherwise, construction, woodworking, manufacturing. So they have a diversity that they could do. The other is either too expensive or scarce farmland, because with farmers, they want a wide acreage of land because the farmers pass down farms to their kids. So they want to have enough to divvy it out. So those are the 2 interesting things I found with the farming. And I don't know, depending on who's listening to this and where you are, the Amish community here is primarily Pennsylvania and Ohio, and then it kind of spreads in the Midwest from there. it's not very wide-ranging south, west, or even the East Coast. So it is very much focused in the center. And in Michigan, just as of 2020, they said that there was about 16,000 Amish in 50 settlements across Michigan. And we're not one of the higher capacity or higher density states. We're in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
But also that the Amish community has increased by 45% since 2010.
Really?
So there's your Amish information. We're not going to go on a full tangent on it, just a little one.
Yeah.
But that was
45%. That's a big number.
Significant.
Yeah.
Since 2010. Yeah, over 10 years.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Interesting.
But that was one of them that, just an interesting thing when he mentioned that he utilizes the Amish community for some of his product. That was just something that kind of clicked with me. I'm like, well, how much do I know about the Amish?
Yeah.
I know more now. But he also does his own salsas, jams, jellies, pickles, peaches. He jars them. He does all that. He does not do any fermentation, because with fermentation, there are certain requirements with Michigan. You can't do that out of your home. Mm-hmm. You need a commercial kitchen, I believe.
Or at least like a certified kitchen. I
tried to go find the information about fermenting or the requirements for Michigan for bottling and making your own sauce. The only problem is it was a lawyer-esque contract, and I just didn't have the focus. That's going to take a concerted effort, or that might have to be a pass the baton to you.
Yeah.
On that, maybe combo with the science. So while we're going over these facts, I will just remind people who haven't listened to previous episodes, when we give a grade on a sauce, it's a 100-point scale. Anything above 75 is we will have this stocked in our kitchen year-round. We're going to have that stocked year-round. 50 to 75 is, we really like the sauce. We would want to have the sauce in our kitchen from time to time. Anything above 50 is recommend to buy.
Yeah.
You should go buy this. You should go seek this out.
Above 50, I'm real happy with.
Yeah. 25 to 50 is still, that's a good sauce. We just aren't really going out of our way to go get that sauce. And that's where we put like Frank's in Louisiana. Under 25, it's not for us. Maybe it's for you. The nicest way we can put
You're
it.
so sweet.
We're immersing ourselves into this hot sauce community. I don't want to like badmouth anybody. And also, just like with anything, food and sauce and flavor, it's very subjective to the individual.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I like that sauce. I'm very happy with it. Do we want to move up one more heat level while we go through it?
I say so.
Oh, you can open that one. I'm going to try one more of this one so I can have a comparison.
I'm excited. I prefer, if I'm looking for like a leisurely eating sauce, I'm looking probably hotter than most people.
Now, Adam from Big Spice Bullies, I talked over every click. That's so disappointing. So Adam from Big Spice Bullies, when he first reached out to us, he was very nice in saying, how hot do you want?
Yeah.
Initially, before he just gave us the plethora of sauce, he said, how hot do you want the sauce? He's like, do you like sweet, low heat, high heat? Basically chili head level.
Yeah.
And I was like, I would like to think I am bold, but I would like just a hot sauce. But Mike might want a little bit more. But then he gave us the full range.
Oh, yeah.
He was very nice in asking. And that's the nice thing with this sauce is, if you like the flavor, you're going to find the sauce that meets your heat. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming. If someone likes more than the Carolina Reaper one, I'll be interested. You're smelling it now. What is it any different, or is it pretty much?
I'm getting not as much vinegar or sweetness. It's just toned down a little bit.
Those are the two things I thought would help me. He talked about he increased the heat. He told me the recipe, or at least the key ingredients for the recipe. And just because I've never made hot sauce before, I was like, okay, how do you increase the heat? Because, I know obviously you use certain peppers, but he has three peppers, two very hot peppers in every one of these recipes. So I asked, was it just a changing of the ratio of the peppers? He said that's exactly it. Which had me wondering if we were going to taste any difference, because each pepper has its own flavor. If you increase that amount, what do you see? But you might have to take the reins on this after I try this, but we'll see how it goes. We made a terrible mistake by just having water. Does not help. Does not help. It's more just to clear your throat.
Hold on. What do you think of the smell? Is it's almost like it's cut a little bit.
Less vinegar, but I still get the carrot.
Yeah. Ready?
Sure.
Did we do it backwards?
I think we did it backwards. That makes me
that.
feel better. So that's what happens when you record an episode and you don't think it's real.
So throw out all the color. Throw out all. No, it's still the same color. That's a mild sauce.
Yeah.
It's still good. Still like the same flavor profile. It's just
that is interesting though that the color.
It's the same flavor, same sweetness, less heat.
So some like it hot. Is the mild sauce. At least what we're chasing here. And then the awesome sauce is a step up.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel a little bit better. Unless it was just that we prepared our tongues in such a way that one didn't hit, but that makes no sense.
No, that one definitely mild. It's pretty neat. It's the same exact flavor, just not as hot.
Yeah, he nailed the flavor. So it's one of those where you find the flavor you like.
And don't get too excited. There's no way we mixed up Creeper Reaper. There's no way that's the mild. So
I mean, if that's the case, then our tolerance increased very rapidly in the matter of 20 minutes.
Yeah.
No, I like the sauce.
I like that one too.
Yeah.
That's a good, I would say that's a good sauce for someone. That's like a good sauce for someone who's hesitant on heat. Where it's like, this is what a vinegar sauce tastes like. But it's not gonna ruin it for you, you know?
And that's one thing that we will not be editing out of the podcast because there's no way for me to rearrange. It's like I can edit out a cough. I will say that first one we tried, I was a little bit worried where I'm like, okay, it does have levels of heat. So if you really want spicy, you can kind of pick what level you want to go to.
Mm-hmm.
I have quite a bit of burn on my tongue after the fact on that one, but it might be because I've had two sauces.
And something that's different about these ones that we haven't had yet with all of our experience, you know, so.
Yeah, all of our month and a half of experience.
It might be the vinegar, but the heat lingers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the heat definitely hangs on. So you're getting that tingle after you're done eating.
I think that's the ghost pepper, isn't it? Isn't the ghost pepper linger?
Probably.
I mean, Carolina Reaper doesn't care. It does what it wants to do. But yeah, I'm still worried about that other one. But this at least allows me to say, hey, I have a sauce that people can try that if they're not looking for a huge amount of spice, this one gives you a solid spice. This one gives you a 1. It's a solid in the 1 category.
Mm-hmm.
The next one goes into a 2. We'll see how exponentially it grows. And with our heat level, we do a 0 to 5 scale. So 0 is nothing. 1 is you're starting to feel it has heat. 2, for me, 2 is just under the side of like runny nose, sweating. Like it's got a really good heat, but it's not having you react. 3 gets a reaction. 4 is pain, but good pain. 5 is pain, and it's bad pain. Something on this where when we talk about like, does it deliver on what it's promising? I definitely taste the difference in level of heat.
Oh yeah.
And that's really what it is. And the flavor is good with the carrot, with the pepper. It has enough sweetness where it's not just hard-hitting vinegar. It's not just heat with no flavor. It's got good flavor to it.
And it's not like a sugar sweetness. It's a bell pepper carrot sweetness. You know, if you're popping baby carrots, you know, you get that sweet taste.
Exactly.
So it's not like a sugary or like a honey sweetness. Where like, even though it is sweeter, I would still eat this very much so on a burrito.
Yeah, for sure. This is a very good sauce. Now, the question we have is, do we go Carolina Reaper or do we go the Pineapple Punch first for a little bit of a change of pace?
I say we go Pineapple Punch.
Okay.
Now, Carolina Reaper for
before
last.
we do that, because we didn't really get any fun facts after trying that because we were so thrown off on the fact of, did we just mess this up? And that's on us. We got these sauces, like I said, a couple months ago. I did talk with Adam recently about some questions that I had, but I should have very much gotten hey, what's the order? Do I have it right? So, and it'd be funny if he told me, no, you had it right the first time. It was just flipped. We talked about how last episode, how much you like an orange sauce. You said you like that color of an orange sauce. We're looking at the different changes in the shades of the color here. And when I looked at the carrot-based part of the sauce, the thing that we always default to is it's a natural sweetener. I also was looking at the color and the color psychology a little bit.
Okay.
Because...
Gosh, you're good.
It's going to run dry eventually.
I don't think so. I would have never thought of that.
Do you know why you probably like the color orange?
Oh, man.
Don't look at my sheet.
I don't know.
So the color orange and yellow psychologically make you feel hungry.
Really?
So you basically are looking at it and you're hungry to try it because...
It works. Every time I see an orange sauce, I'm just very interested in that.
Red, this is an interesting thing. Red is emotion or passion. It instills emotion or passion. So if you combine red, yellow, orange, it just creates, this is what they said, passionate hunger. So emotional hunger. Huh. So I'm wondering why McDonald's is so popular. Red, yellow, orange.
Exactly.
Burger King. It's like, why do people still go to Burger King? That's not that good. It's like that color, man.
Or like 90s Taco Bell. Was it yellow, orange, and brown? But
so that is, from a psychological level, it might not even be your choice. It's just, you see that and you're hungry.
So that's really great.
Dropping facts here.
That's really great. I'm still going to throw out some good facts. I think you won.
Well, I wanted to get that one out early because we just talked about how we messed up the colors, but the color across the board is orange. And it's something where it gets more red, which theoretically, I should be passionately hungry for the Carolina Reaper. And I have two parts of my brain going back and forth. That's a little bit of, I just watched Moon Knight, the first episode, and it's a guy with dissociative personality disorder. And I'm like, there's two parts of me. There's a spicy guy and there's a less spicy guy going, it's just the color. Don't believe it. Mm-hmm. But it is, yeah. So that was an interesting thing that I looked up. And with these sauces, the last two episodes, we've had a wide history. Even with Stanky Sauce, they've only been doing it for a few years professionally, but we have this wide history, all this research, all this interaction. With Adam here, he's a homemaker. He's still, he's promoting just on Instagram and Facebook, and we'll get into where you can reach out to him to try the sauce. But he is very much starting out, or at least in the early stages of getting the word out there. He has great word of mouth. He goes to these competitions with dogs and he sets up a booth, and he talks about, I think I told you before, but I was amazed where he said he ships nationwide. He's shipped to California, to New York, down to Texas. Other than Alaska and Hawaii, I can't think of anywhere further in the States that he could ship to. Mm-hmm. But I'm not great at geography. Just a step above math. Always got to take a dig at my math abilities. So it is something where he is starting out. So when I got these fun facts, part of it was me going like, all right, this is something I know about this sauce. Let's dive deeper. And the color psychology was interesting. I didn't go into any other colors because I want to hold off because maybe I'll find, hey, why do we like this purple sauce that has, purple potatoes? I don't know why they'd have, but it's not vodka. A vodka sauce.
Who's ever heard of such a thing?
Yeah, that'd be crazy. He has a very avid fan base that likes his sauce. He's nationwide that he ships. Like I said, there's no fermentation in these. Let's try the pineapple.
Yeah. He was telling me when I met up with him, he was saying that he's, I think like his core group of buyers, are at his place of employment. So,
and we talked about the other sauce makers and how they start out. That's what I've seen a lot with people is, hey, I liked making sauce. I started making sauce. I started gifting it to family, to friends, to coworkers. Mm-hmm. As people started asking for more of it, that's when you realize, hey, maybe there's something to this. And so he's definitely gotten that passionate following. So this is the pineapple. It's the lightest of the four sauces. It still is orange, but it is a yellow. I'm really risking it here. I'm loading up this one because I really want to get a nice taste of the pineapple here. That smells different. Not in a bad way. It smells different in a good way.
Oh, yeah.
You can smell the pineapple or the sweetness.
Yeah, definitely has.
It's weird to say you smell sweetness, though, but you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to try this one out.
Oh, yeah. It's spicy.
That's in the same
variety. Say it's like the first one.
Except for the pineapple hit.
Yeah, it's got a very...
I think it's this. I think it's the same as the mild.
You think so? To me, that one's... To me...
Maybe it's the citrus.
Your opinion's wrong, I guess. No. So
Your opinion counts on the Carolina Reaper because I'll just be gasping for air.
Yeah. So to me, that's like the awesome sauce with pineapple added.
And maybe it's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little spicier than the Some Like It Hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like that. And my assumption was right.
Sure.
Fish tacos.
That would be a good fish taco. Depending on your stance on pizza, that would be a good sauce on pizza. Well, here's the thing. Let's say, hypothetically, I'm not saying that you do, you love pineapple pizza, but you are one in a group of 4 or 5 people, and you are overruled. No, we're not putting pineapple on the pizza. this is your gateway. This is your way in. It's like, yeah, I'll just put some hot sauce on there. I'm having pineapple on my pizza, guys.
Yeah.
You don't even know it.
Yeah. I disagree with pineapple on pizza. I think of you different. I'm super sorry.
So
I would think that'd be really good on pizza.
well, first off, I just want to say, you assume that I myself am pro pineapple because I was just pro pineapple in general. Or that you
I
could.
love pineapple.
If I were to put pineapple on pizza, what do you think the toppings would be?
Pineapple and ham.
That's not my go-to. If I were to have pineapple on pizza, I have a wide variety of other pizzas that I would pick before.
Okay.
My favorite is a barbecue chicken with jalapenos and red onions.
Ooh.
Very good.
Yep.
My buddy Olson actually grabbed a slice thinking it was green olive. Don't know why. I was like, why is it so spicy? He never made that mistake again. But the sauce or the pizza that I had once, and I was like, this makes total sense. And you're going to think of me less. I don't care. It was a good run. We had 4 episodes. Pineapple and green olive. Pineapple, sweet. Green olive, salty.
I'm happy for you.
There you go.
I'm happy for
That's the safest. You know what? This is a good life lesson for anybody out there. If you are in need of a life lesson, if you disagree with someone and it's not something that's dire that you have to like prove them wrong, just say you're happy for them and move on.
Yeah.
Like,
I got that
you.
one from my dad. My dad is a very opinionated person. If he doesn't want to get into the you're wrong argument,
yeah,
he'll usually drop a good for you or I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
And just leave it at that, like a smile. It's like, I'm happy for you.
But that is...
But no, I would eat that on a pepperoni pizza, even though it's pineapple. It's got a little... It tastes like pineapple, but it's not very sweet, if that makes sense.
Right. I have to rework my math on the scorecard.
It's sweeter, but you get like the acidity of pineapple, I guess, if you were to pop it in your mouth without it being sweet.
Yeah.
Like the sensation of pineapple, for sure. I don't care what you say. That's spicier than the Some Like It Hot.
Let me try it again.
That's surprisingly spicy. Like, I would put it a tiny bit below the awesome sauce.
I would be fine saying it's somewhere in the middle. I just, initially when you were talking about, oh, this is in line with the other one, I didn't think so. But maybe my tongue is dead now. Maybe it's burnt out.
After that second hit, that confirms that it's up there with awesome sauce. I was expecting that to be a milder sauce.
I just get so much pineapple right off the bat, and not in a bad way. It's the pineapple followed in with that sauce.
Hold up. Yeah, sorry to cut you off. Try the awesome sauce now.
Oh, no.
It's hotter than the awesome sauce, I think.
Let's see what's going on here. No, I think that's hotter.
Oh, never mind.
It's very close. So having that, it's very close.
I would say it's closer to that than the mild one.
Yes. This creeps up, though. That awesome sauce is creeping.
That's got to linger. I'm excited for this Creeper Reaper. Is it time to crack it? Let me hit you with some facts real quick.
Yeah, you hit me with some facts. I'm holding off on some of my last ones.
So this is, Big Spice Bullies based off from the American Bully.
Yep.
Which is actually a newer breed. So
I did not think when I saw American Bully, or actually I didn't initially when I asked him, I saw that they were at a show. I looked up what the show was, and I was like, American Bully, I don't know. So it makes sense that it's newer because I thought I knew dogs pretty well. We're a big dog family.
So the breed was, it has a very long history, but the breed was developed in the 1980s and the 90s. It was first recognized by the American Bully Kennel Club in 2004 and by the United Kennel Club, the UK seat, in 2013.
So real recent.
Yeah, wow. But it is not recognized by the American Kennel Club, which I feel like every year they keep adding some dogs to that. So I feel like that one might be on its way because, to me, like, I love dogs. I don't really invest a whole lot of time into looking into breeds. Sure. I've definitely seen these dogs before, and I feel like they're decently popular.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's just a matter of time. And they come in standard, pocket, XL, and classic.
But I thought, wait, so what's the smallest one?
Pocket.
He said that his is the step below.
I told you I might ruffle some feathers.
Oh, no.
And I feel this is just what the internet said. So,
well, I mean, if it's on the internet, it's real. That's why I heard about the Will Smith slap.
Yeah.
It was on the internet.
So Adam is involved with the micro, correct?
Yes.
So he's involved with the Micro American Bullies. What I saw online was it's not an official version of the American Bully, but it falls under the pocket category. So there's like a subcategory under pocket. So still micro. I think from a breed standpoint, I from what I understand, it's recognized as a pocket. So Adam, if I'm wrong on that one, I apologize. Please reach out.
Well, we've realized that our episodes have a corrections part of it.
Yeah, it gives us content for the first quarter of the next episode.
So I will say, it wasn't when I first tried the awesome sauce, but having 3 sauces and just constantly having sauce and building, my nose is running. So I've been compromised. Again, the flavor is there. The flavor is really good. All right, so...
Is it time for the Creeper Reaper? Let's do it. I'll do the honor opening this one.
So yeah, I'll be quiet so that way it's...
You don't want to dig your own grave, right?
Oh, jeez.
Now it really bums me out that I had a little accident with the hottest one. Because the one that broke was supposed to be hotter than the Creeper Reaper.
And it had, what was the name of that one? It was Stop Sauce.
Stop Sauce, yep.
Yeah, which is a great name. His names are, I love his names.
I'll tell you right now, first sniff, it's going to be hot.
Okay.
I'm excited.
I'm
in my element now.
I am like, it's not even sweat from the hot sauce. I'm like sweating.
Nervousness?
Yeah. I mean, the family's gone for the day. They're coming back tomorrow. They might come back to a shell of a man.
Your cue ball up top's already getting a little shiny.
Yeah, I sweat all the time anyway. And it does have a fun little caution hot on the side, which is appreciative. We also didn't put the caps back on, so do we know what cap goes with which?
I don't think it matters. There's only a little dab in there. But
this one could be a difference maker. One thing I will talk about just before we get into this, because I want to be able to speak, and I'm a little worried. Little is understatement. One thing that I learned on the summit last week that was triggered when Adam talked about how he checks the pH levels, he does the sterilization of the bottles, he does all the proper procedures for a home cook. I did learn some information about pH, which, as you being the science guy, you might already have some base knowledge of the pH stuff, because I didn't pay attention to that part of my class in school.
A little bit.
So do you know what pH stands for?
That was one of the facts I was going to hit you with.
Okay, go ahead.
Potential of hydrogen.
Okay, do you have any other pH level facts?
That was it.
Okay. Well, because I'm going to run through this real quick. And this was at the Hot Stuff Summit. Chris Cooks Crazy, which is an Instagram page you should definitely go see. He taught, because he has a science background, he talked about the pH levels and things like that. Acidified foods must be below 4.6.
Okay.
And so with a pH...
I feel like that's decently low.
Yeah. I say yes as a professional.
7's in the middle, right?
Yes. So reading on the pH scale is calculated by the measurement of the hydrogen ions in the substance. Lower the hydrogen ion concentration, the more alkaline the sauce. Higher, the more acidic. So with acidified foods, it must be below 4.6. Most process authorities, which I didn't look up like what a process authority is, but when dealing with getting these sauces approved, there's they usually suggest below 3.9 or 3.81, somewhere in that range. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's because of anything specific, but I know that some people say that if you get it below 4.6, but then bottled and shipped, it can fluctuate some. Maybe they're giving you a cushion for that. And also, the final pH can affect what temperature you use for the hold and fill method, which we've talked about on the previous episode. It also said specifically, if you have a calibrated pH scale, it needs to be calibrated constantly. Even if you just set it down for an hour, calibrate it again. So that was just a little bit of the details behind that. Obviously, sanitization of equipment and ingredients and hygiene practices are all important. Chris did talk about how he's seen home kitchens that are far more clean than some approved, quote unquote, professional kitchens.
Yeah.
What would you say?
Factory.
I am flustered.
He's nervous.
I had plans of things to get done today.
That's funny. Let me I'll ease the tension. I'll talk about carrots. So think about carrots while you're doing this.
I'm a rabbit. It's for Easter.
Can you guess the top 4 countries in the world that produce carrots?
Wow, that is a question that
Just give me 2 out of the 4, and you'll win something.
I don't know what I'll win. Ooh,
You'll win the opportunity. You can smell the Carolina Reaper in there.
is that what I'm smelling? Because I smell heat.
It has a very distinct.
There's a distinct difference from this. Every other one had varied similarities. The pineapple obviously heightened the sweetness.
This one hits different.
So 4 countries for carrots. Is the United States not one of them?
The USA.
USA is one?
Yep.
I'm trying to think of what terrain carrots need, but I've never grown carrots. I just know they grow in the ground. Mexico.
Nope. I don't think I would have got these.
So the other 3 are hard to get?
I mean, they're not small places. There's your hint.
India.
Nope.
Little bit. Biggest population. Canada.
By landmass. Nope. I'm sure there's been a carrot or 2 grown in Canada, but it's not in the top.
I told you geography is not one of my. I'm already.
China.
Obviously.
Yep.
From landmass.
I don't think I would have got that one. This one's decently relevant, and they might be hard to come by now, but Russia.
Those carrots are hard to get, yeah.
Yeah. Those, you might be able to get those with a spider monkey on the black market now. And this one, I feel like a lot of people might not even know this is a place. Uzbekistan.
That would not have been on the radar at all.
That gun to my head, I don't think that one
and
would cross my mind.
The 4 countries that are the top producers.
Top 4 producers of carrots.
Yeah, there's Uzbekistan. I mean, the United States and China make sense just from a size and the farming, the land that they have. But yeah, Uzbekistan is... I'm just staring at this spoonful of sauce.
All right.
Are we ready for this?
Entrees. Uno, dos, tres. That's not bad. So here's the thing with it.
Okay.
You don't get a hard spite or... See, now my tongue's going numb.
Yeah, we definitely didn't think about how a podcast that's based on audio.
Yeah.
We'll rely on our tongues not to swell and...
So it doesn't hit hard out of the gate.
That's building.
But it is building. But from my little experience with very hot peppers, they got a real solid linger to them.
Yeah.
And I can tell this is going to hang out my mouth for a minute. I like the flavor. I do like the flavor of the hotter peppers.
I'm surprised.
I definitely get that. And it is getting hotter.
I'm surprised the immediate wasn't more painful.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is growing. To
me, I would say this is like a solid 2 for me.
I would put this at a 3 for me.
Mm-hmm.
As it's growing.
Yeah.
I'm exponentially...
It's hotter now than 10 seconds ago. Or 15 seconds ago.
I'm salivating quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm starting to drool. But I like that. Like that.
It's a good... All of them taste really good.
I like his consistency with, the different levels of heat, but the different flavor profiles.
So hot.
Like, if you grant me the special honor, I want to take this one home for my burrito tonight.
Yeah, you can take that.
It lingers. I like that.
A play-by-play, I am sweating.
Yep. You're getting shiny.
Oh, my nose is running. I have no tissues.
It definitely kicked my salivary glands up a little bit.
That's as much of a reaction as I'm going to get from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, that is an intense sauce.
Yeah.
It's not unbearable.
No.
Like, I tried it. I'm not going to try another spoonful just so I can record.
Yeah. If you like hot things, that's a good sauce.
That is a very good sauce.
Yeah. I like the vinegar in it. I like the color. And even though it's not just hot.
Yeah.
You still get that base flavor from the other sauces. But you also get, it's hard to describe. There's a certain sensation you get with like the top tier hot peppers.
Mm-hmm.
And you definitely get that sensation. It's manageable, but you get that sensation. So if you like hot things, that would be.
I'm just letting you talk for a while.
Yeah. I'll try to take your mind off things. I'll hit you with another fact.
I hope it's about ice cubes.
Nope. Not even close. So.
It is a very good tasting sauce though.
Yeah.
Like, I am reacting quite a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I'm handling myself pretty well.
Yeah.
Like, I'm able to still have a conversation.
Right.
When I do, my tongue definitely ramps up.
Yep. Something I've noticed, if you push the tongue against the roof of your mouth, are you doing that right now? Mm-hmm. It just makes it worse.
What? I was like, I'm excited to see how...
It's not a trick. Well, I guess it's a trick, but it's not a helpful one.
I also know
I feel like the more contact you have with that surface, the more you're going to feel it.
You had a second spoonful.
I did.
Good for you.
I like that. To me, like...
Good for you. Bully for you.
Yeah.
American Bully for you.
I like that one.
I have no negative remark on any of the sauces as far as we can talk about what our score is from the first one.
Mm-hmm.
The flavor is there.
Yeah.
He definitely has the flavor. It's impressive that you can have that consistency of flavor with the levels of heat, because it's not like he has 4 sauce and he just drops an extract in there and suddenly it's hotter.
So you definitely get like from the pineapple, you taste the pineapple, you taste the Carolina Reaper, but the base, like the base of the sauce is all the same. So I like it. I like that series of hot sauces. So now I'm real upset. I went from like very bummed to sad to now I'm just flat out upset that I broke that bottle.
So for me,
or my dog did, sorry.
Because again, my tolerance is lower, and we'll see if it builds as we try this more. But that's a 3. 4 is in my head, but knowing there's another sauce and knowing the flavor that there is in this one, I would expect it to be painful, but still good.
Yeah.
Because there's no extract. It's an all natural sauce. It is hot.
I'm happy with it. Oh yeah, it's a hot sauce.
Ooh.
That's probably how I got its name.
Good thing I'm glad that my kids are away, because I don't want to come up there and be like, why are you crying? And I just my eyes are tearing up a little bit. It builds really well. Mm-hmm. The progression of heat. It is something I'll be learning a lot about as we try other sauces.
It's got the Carolina Reaper linger. I don't know if it's like the oil in it, but it hangs on. Like it's my tongue right now is about as hot as it's been since I first put it in my mouth.
And we did talk about we're going to try to attempt more spicier sauces, but we are going to space them out. We're not going to do, especially if we record more than one episode in a day, which we haven't done yet, but giving us a little space. We want to try a variety of sauces, of flavors. So this is, I think I said, just throw out a number like, hey, within every 10 episodes, there should be a really spicy sauce. I now know that I have somewhere between 5 to 10 episodes to recover.
All right. Second to last fact, saving my favorite for last.
Cool.
So carrots are the second most popular vegetable in the world. What is number 1?
This is where like what a technical vegetable becomes interesting. Is it potato? Is that considered a vegetable?
Yeah. I'm surprised to know it's the second most popular.
Potato and carrots, like you think of beef stew, you think of any type of hearty meal.
Yeah.
Potato and carrot is a perfect. I do like using cauliflower, but it's a very niche kind of like new thing where everyone's like, oh, cauliflower pizza crust or whatever. Yeah. I love a good potato. Potato and carrots, you throw that with some beef gravy.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
What are your thoughts overall?
Overall, I was really happy with everything.
I like it.
If I was going to rank my preference, only because I don't have the tolerance for it, the Reaper would be at the bottom. But that is only because of my heat deficiency on that. It's not a sauce where I'm like, hey, try a little drop. It's something you can have a lot of it, but there is that follow through that I am not equipped for yet.
It's still hanging on.
I think the awesome sauce, the middle heat, is the best one for me.
Yeah.
I would then put the pineapple because of that different flavor. It's kind of a 1A or 2A, 2B between that and Some Like It Hot.
Yeah.
As much as I like a mild, if it is a heat that's manageable and doesn't blow out the meal, which none of these, other than the Creeper Reaper, do. And the Creeper Reaper wouldn't blow it out because you taste the food, you get that flavor of the sauce, and then the heat builds.
Yeah.
So actually none of them would blow it out. I would do awesome sauce, which probably is why he said that's his most popular.
Yeah. I would go awesome sauce. Probably a tie for second with the Creeper and the pineapple.
Because you love it on pizza.
Yeah. That's exactly why.
Because you are.
And then the Some Like It Hot, not a bad sauce. I'd probably just put it at number 4.
You've sliced pineapple rings and just put like some sauce and cheese on them and baked them before, right?
I've not ever. No.
I just thought of that. But yeah.
Please tell me you at least cored it. That's gross.
Oh, well, no, you hold it in the middle and then you eat around.
That's what it is. Like a reverse donut.
We are getting like some of the burps and the reactions, which that was the only thing when we talked about doing a podcast was you're trying sauce and discussing it and reacting, but you're not going to record yourselves. It's all about the discussion. It's not about the reaction.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's plenty of bald middle-aged men sweating that they don't need to see me. Just take one of those Woolly Wallies, the little magnetic guy that has no hair, and then you put the little magnetic hair on. Just cover it with a cup of water. That's what you're seeing right now. It's just, actually, I'm not sweating anymore. So it's fine.
No, it's tailing off now. But, yeah.
So what was your score for this?
I went 68.
Okay, I went a little bit higher because I was grading it, and it was right on the edge of in the 70s. So I put it as a 75 because I would actually want this as one of my sauces.
Yeah. And I am a little bummed it came out as a 68. Like,
Yeah.
to me, that's something that like I would enjoy and I would utilize having in my fridge all the time.
Yeah, it's a fantastic sauce. It's something where it's not fair to compare it to sauces that have been tooled and professionally done. Like I always go back to the first sauce because it's the sauce that we started with as far as before or after Frank's in Louisiana. That El Perro, El Fortunato has a lot of things going on with it.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of things going on with that. Just because one has less ingredients doesn't mean that it's not as good. This one is, the flavor is there, the balance of the peppers, the heat, the sweet. I really like it. So yeah, I kind of did a retool where I gave it a score. I didn't like the final outcome. Mm-hmm. So I kind of adjusted and reassessed what categories. And part of it is some sauces you have a flavor that then the flavor kind of like adjusts as you go. But some flavors, as you try it, different flavors come out. It's like, just because I was watching American Idol with my kids, there's one person that will sing, and they'll do a bunch of stuff with their voice when they're singing. Mm-hmm. They'll go up, they'll go down, they'll do a vibrato, they'll do all that stuff. And it's amazing, and it's so diverse. One person will hold a note. Think of like Johnny Cash just holding a note. Yep. Nothing fancy, no frills. Mm-hmm. Even better, Ron Swanson bowling. No frills, just down the center of the lane to knock down the pins. No under the leg spinning, no turn.
My fingy.
Yes. So this sauce, I'm getting that flavor consistently, and I don't think it should get any negative mark for that. Mm-hmm. So that's why I kind of retooled it a little bit. The aroma is there. It's vinegar forward. Mm-hmm. The appearance, I think it is a very attractive appearance to the sauce, whether it be psychological or just for the sauce itself. And it has good flavor. And, he told me the ingredients. I get those ingredients like through and through. So, yeah, I gave it a 75.
Nice. Doesn't surprise me. I like that.
I would definitely recommend reaching out and getting that, this sauce, or picking which heat you want, because that Carolina Reaper, oof.
It's still there a little bit. All right. I got my favorite fact that I came up with for the day.
Okay.
So Mel Blanc, the voice of the cartoon character Bugs Bunny.
Okay.
When he would do his takes, that was actually him biting and chewing a carrot. You always hear "What's up, Doc?"
Yeah.
He hated carrots.
But he did chew it?
He would bite the bullet, or bite the carrot per se. He would bite it, chew it, and then he'd spit it out every single take.
That is commitment.
Didn't like him.
That's why he's the best.
That actually is. Think about how crisp that sound is of him chewing. That's actually him doing it. But he would just spit everything out.
That's really cool. I always watch, you ever watch those videos where you see the sound effects and they are doing different things to get the sound just right? I think there was one where it was a Simpsons episode, and they were showing the sound effects of one of their Halloween specials, and like the walking through grass was like crushing like a head of lettuce, like just like squeezing it and getting that crunch.
Yeah. It's
just real interesting how he was very literal with what's the sound effect supposed to be? Eat a carrot? Okay, I'm going to eat a carrot. I hate him. Spit him out. He had like a little spittoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was Big Spice Bullies. Really happy. I'm glad we got to finally try it. He was very excited for us to try it when I talked to him today, and happy to tell him how it went, or have him listen to how it went. Now, I did say the best way to reach out to him is Instagram and Facebook. He does not have an official website yet. He did talk about how that's something he would like to work on. But on Instagram, he's at Big Spice Bullies, which it's big_spice_bullies. Facebook, he's just Big Spice Bullies on Instagram. So Instagram's his primary. That's where you see most of his updates. You reach out to him there. He ships across the U.S. That is the episode for this sauce. If you did stick around with us, we do want to say thank you for staying to the end. Additionally, if you do enjoy this episode or enjoy the podcast in general, just leave a review, please, on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. But I wanted to do a couple of specific thank yous for this week. Fox Solo Spice, who actually sent me a message saying that he liked the podcast. He listened to the first few episodes. He's on Instagram at Fox Solo Spice, on TikTok at Fox Solo Spice. He is very fascinating. He has the tolerance above both of us.
Mm-hmm.
He's just drinking habanero sauces like they're water. He's also pointing out the big spice challenge guys that post on TikTok. He's pointing out the ones that are faking it, doing it wrong, showing how. So it's really interesting stuff. I went on a deep dive on his TikTok the day before he messaged me, so it's kind of ironic.
Yeah.
But he was really nice on Instagram talking and sending a message. Also, CLF Pepper Farm posted on their own page, recommending people listen to the podcast. So I do want to say thank you to them. They're on Instagram at CLF Pepper Farm. Definitely, if you are listening to the podcast and don't already, please follow us on Instagram at the Heat Source Podcast for any updates and potential memes. We'll see who Will Smith slaps next. And then if you have any recommendations on different sauce companies we should try or different ideas that you want us to do, feel free to reach out to us on there. That's the best way to get a hold of us if you message me on there. And also next week, we will be trying Hot Graham Sauce Company.
Finally.
So we'll get in. Yep, they've been real nice with us. They were one of the first people to also send us or ask if we wanted to try one of their sauces. And not only did they send us the 2 sauces they had, they came out with a new sauce since then, and they sent that to us. So we've got a few sauces to try, and we'll see how many we're going to try. You'll have to tune in next week to find out. But until next time, thank you again, and we'll see you guys later.
Yeah, thanks, guys.